So can a weighted blanket actually help you sleep, especially if you have autism? In this video, we're going to find out. Hey, what's going on? I'm Dan. I have Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. I make weekly videos on autism and mental health, so if you're new around here and you want to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a video. And also, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to like and follow this page to see daily videos. Okay, so just before we get into the main video, I always ask you guys to ask me questions on Instagram to be featured in a video just like this. So I'm going to read out 3 comments and questions from people from Instagram, and if you want me to read out your question, then make sure to follow me on Instagram. The Instagram name is above here, and the link is in the description below, so you'll be able to see when I ask for you guys to ask me questions to be featured in a video. Okay, so the first question here is from Jamin Jose 21, and they said, how depression and anxiety is very common in Asperger's. Depression is comorbid with Asperger's syndrome, and there are a bunch of mental health conditions that are comorbidly assigned to things like autism. So it's because of the way your brain is interacting with the world that causes certain kind of overloads and overstimulation and things that could get you down, and then this causing kind of things like anxiety and depression. So that's why. Okay, so the next one is from Emily Home, and they said, how did you meet fathering autism? That's a good question. Me and Asa are good friends, and we met because we're both YouTubers, we're both on the platform, and I guess, I don't know, I've been following Fathering Autism on YouTube since they had 16,000 subscribers, or maybe a little bit less than that, so I've been watching them for a few years, and then yeah, we just hung out on like Twitter and Instagram, and we were just friends because of that, really. So yeah, cool. Asa's awesome. Okay, the next question is from Jess Say So, and they said, how could your parents have done things differently with the information we have now, or know now? My parents could have done a load more. The problem was, when I was a kid, is that I was in Wales, and it's way far away from anywhere that was anywhere near awesome for like diagnosing and access to help for autism in the 90s. That didn't happen. So what we could have done differently now is having like more in school one-to-one sessions with actually trained experts in autism, and I think like the awareness of people who are more trained in autism and autism training in public systems like schools and stuff and universities is way better now than it was then. So I think my parents could have been able to implement what we have now then, would have made school life way easier. Having autism myself, I've never tried a weighted blanket, but I'm really excited to find out. So I am literally showing you guys exactly the weighted blanket I used and me testing it out in this video to see if it helped me at all with my sleep. Guys, I just want to insert here, if you have tried a weighted blanket before, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about it. I read and reply to every single comment that you guys post. Okay, so a bunch of you guys always ask me to review weighted blankets. Well, today is a good day. Look what I got in the mail. Yeah. So working with a company who make these, all details will be in the description below. They sent me this weighted blanket, which I haven't even opened yet. So you guys are going to have the first look with me right now and see if we can see what it's like. Oh, it's huge. Cool. Guys, what's kind of cool is that I've always wanted to try out like a weighted blanket because, you know, everybody I know keeps saying to me like, oh, you gotta try out weighted blankets and like they're so cool and all this other stuff and yada yada, and I was like, dang, I really want to try out a weighted blanket. So today is the day we talk about the weighted blanket, which is pretty awesome. Everybody knows me for I love having green tea, my YouTube cup, and that's how I get down. That's one of the ways I actually relax. Now, I have been doing a series, and if you haven't seen any of the videos on sleep, I'll link them up in the description and in iCard above, but basically I've been doing a playlist on things that will help people with autism sleep. Basically, that's the idea of it. So, now, this video is specifically about weighted blankets, and a weighted blanket in particular that the awesome people at Degrees Degrees of Comfort sent me a blanket so I can review for you guys to see if it helps with autism, and I'm sure that you guys are going to be very excited and love this product. So I'm going to go upstairs to the bedroom now where the product is, because it's very heavy, and we're going to go through exactly how it helps. Okay, so we're upstairs, we're in the bedroom. Dang it, I went out for a run this morning and I just always get a chesty cough after a run, I have no idea why. Anyway, so here's our room. I showed you guys our room in a video the other day. So here is the actual blanket. Now you can see this blanket here. This is the one the guy sent me from Degrees of Comfort, and I put this other cover on. There's two covers that come with it. One was a fluffy cover, and this one was like a more like a softer cover that wasn't so fluffy, so that I wouldn't get too hot in the night. I have huge issues getting too hot in the middle of the night. That's very, very good to talk about. So let's get into this weighted blanket. Okay, so before we actually look at the detail of this blanket and talk about the effects it had on me specifically of a person with autism, let's talk about why there is this thing where weighted blankets are good with autism. What's this all about? Okay, so basically it's all linked to sensory processing disorder from something called proprioception. Now, I've spoken about this before in a sensory processing disorder video, which I'll also leave in a card above here if you want to check that out. So it's all about this proprioception. What this basically means is that people with an autism spectrum condition usually have sensory processing issues, where they may be not into light touching, like somebody tapping them lightly on the back or tapping them lightly on the leg. I've talked about this in many, many videos. Light touch is a killer for me, and that has to be firm, hard touching. That's all I like. Now, this is difficult when you are trying to sleep and you have a blanket on you which doesn't have weight behind it, which can't give you that. So it's giving you light touch all the time. Now this can be irritating, it can be non-facilitating for a good night's sleep, but more importantly, this doesn't feed proprioception. A proprioception is when you get deep muscle activity and pressure from like working out or like running or something that stimulates the actual muscle on a deeper level than just the surface touch. This proprioception actually wakes the body up a little bit, it wakes the muscles up and stuff, and therefore has a more accurate effect on your sensory processing abilities. I know it sounds all crazy. I did explain it all in a lengthy video. This video is specifically about this blanket, so we're just going to talk about the blanket here. So by adding a weighted blanket to your bedroom, to your bed, to your actually the facility that you use to sleep, can probably increase proprioception receptor and then also give you a better night's sleep because of the fact that it's actually hugging you more and being more weighted. Okay, so let's get into the blanket. Check it out. Okay guys, so this is a 25 pounds, 60 by 80 inches weighted blanket. Now you guys can see that it fits quite well on the bed, and the good thing about it is that it won't it doesn't cover the entire bed, which is a good thing because you don't want it to like cover your face in the middle of the night and then suffocate yourself. And also wanted to watch out there are recommendations that come with it, like, you know, there are different weights and stuff if you want them for children, and also check with like your pediatrician or your doctor if you're thinking of buying one of these for your kids, just to make sure you get the right one and the weight is efficient for the age of the kid. Now it's just totally dope. Basically there's like little pockets inside here. I don't know if you can hear that. There's little pockets inside there, and there's little weighted beads inside there, and obviously, okay, a mass of these is causing this weight to pressure down over the bed. So let's talk about the sleep. Okay guys, so sleeping with the blanket, as you can tell, I'm laying down in bed fully clothed right now, but the cool thing about it is it instantly gives you this kind of like almost like a hug, but a good hard pressure hug. Like, as you can see, this thing is laying down across my entire body right now. This is so awesome. So the idea is that this on you weighted gives you more security, enables proprioception, and also it diminishes all light touch because this is really heavy and it kind of like surrounds you almost like a cocoon, and I love that. This is so good. So what we did is we tried a night with our, to see how we slept without the actual weighted blanket, and it was okay. We slept okay, but I kind of got up a few times. We tried the night with the weighted blanket on us to sleep as like our main blanket, and this thing absolutely just won. I knocked out completely. I had an amazing amount of rest, and I felt so refreshed when I woke up. The cool thing about it was when I normally sleep, I kind of like, I'm disturbed and I'm rolling around and I'm getting up, and it's just a basically disturbed sleep. But with this actual blanket, there was no disturbed sleep at all, and I felt awesome 100% of the time. Okay, so not only sleeping, what I found this helped with are other things like this. when I'm feeling super like, I don't know, upset or emotional or whatever, I really need to just kind of have, you know, that proprioception feeling, that really like hard touch kind of just curl up in a ball and rock kind of feeling. Well, the weighted blanket actually does this. So if you're feeling really upset, or like say you're a person on the spectrum or you've got a child on the spectrum and they're feeling really upset, if you wrap them in a weighted blanket, they'd feel super secure and it would help them overcome that issue very quickly. That's what I found. The second thing is that this is a great tool for anxiety. Now, I didn't realize this one before, but it's the same kind of principle. If you're feeling super anxious and you're unable to kind of process what's going on and you're getting overly worked up and really anxious, if you wrap yourself in this weighted blanket, you're going to feel way more secure. And that security is going to let you feel less anxious and more confident and more focused on what's going on. And it can alleviate anxiety quite quickly, which is an amazing tool. So, you know, if you combine that with some other tricks or whatever for helping with anxiety, you're onto a winning market. Okay, so what's my thoughts on the weighted blanket? So first of all, it's super heavy, but it's super awesome. So you got to make sure that you can keep it somewhere where you can grab it quickly, but also remember that it's weighted. So we're not in the middle of the night where you try and like lift the whole thing over. Just remember that it's weighted, but very efficient. It's awesome. I love it. Secondly, I feel like it really helps me get a better night's sleep because of the factors that I told you about: proprioception, feeling more secure, feeling like hard pressure, getting rid of light touch from the other blankets or quilts or duvets or whatever. The nice thing about it is that it had two interchangeable covers. Like you could change one up to have it like more fluffy for like winter, and then you have this one I put on now for the summer because it's starting to heat up here right now and it's getting hotter at night and stuff like that. So that was a really nice touch. I really like the fact that that had that ability to do that. This actually comes in a range of different weights and sizes as well. So if you click on the link in the description below, you'll be able to actually buy one for yourself and also see which one suits you, which weight, which size, etc. I highly recommend this for autism. It was just an incredible difference. Like I can't even believe it. And even my partner Naomi, she's not on the spectrum, but she even found that it was really helpful. And you know, also to add to that, the fact that I feel like it's going to help loads with anxiety if I'm feeling anxious, or if I'm feeling nervous, or I'm feeling upset, or if I feel like a meltdown coming on, or a breakdown, or a burnout, or anything like that. This is going to be golden. I just feel like it's such a handy tool to have. So, you know, if I was to create an autism toolkit, this is definitely going to be in that, and you know, I absolutely love it. So, like I said, if you want to check it out, the link is in the description below for that. Just something to add here, guys. If you feel like this video could help somebody, please post it on the social media, because that would help them out and it would help us out here in this community. Peace. So weighted blankets are a good thing. That's what I feel like, and I really do think that you guys will benefit from it. If you've already had a weighted blanket, I'd love to know, so please leave it in the comments section down below. Let me know if you've had a weighted blanket before. So if you're new to the game and you want to get something to try out, if it's anxiety, if it's autism, if it's anything else, sensory processing disorder, highly recommend checking out weighted blankets. This was a super fun video to make and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please check out my other videos each side of me that may be to your fancy. That would be super awesome. And also remember to subscribe if you had fun here. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.